Yes. Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, once again, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here for video number 2 on your 2 for Wednesday, July the 22nd, 2026. Thanks for watching right here on your Wednesday night, or Wednesday evening, getting close to Wednesday night, right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now. Show my other channels your love and support. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, now, and in the future, Conan, but don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm, where Ozzy and Satan will kick your ass and pretty much eat your soul. So don't do it. Go somewhere else with that shit. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications to miss the next one. If you miss anything, you're pretty much SOL. I think we all know what that means by now. And don't forget to share the video all over the internet. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. As we roll on to 1,300 subscribers. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed and you want to subscribe, please do. And when you do subscribe, as we say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab a tasty cold one. This is orange drink. Sit back, relax, put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, get out of here. Go watch and do something else. And that's pretty much it. And we move on with that. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good shit. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. That's it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful Wednesday evening, July the 22nd, 2026, we got AEW Dynamite coming up in a little bit. Go home show before this Sunday's new pay-per-view for AEW Redemption. Should be a great show. Kenny's on the show. Buck's on the show. Maybe Will Ocean Spray's on the show. Lots of things happening tonight from somewhere in America. I think we'll have Collision on Saturday. That's their go-home show before Redemption. And Redemption starting at 7 p.m. The kickoff show will be at 6 p.m. Nobody cares about that. But main show, 7 o'clock, should last till about maybe 11 o'clock. Knowing Tony Khan, maybe past that. Who knows? But should be a good pay-per-view for their first Redemption pay-per-view. And then after that, we're getting ready to go to London, England, jolly old London, England for All In, August the 30th, the same day as NXT and Triple Oz pay-per-views. That should be an exciting day. And then after that, we got All Out in September. Wrestle Dream in October. November, we're gearing up for Full Gear. And then right after that, end of December, pretty much the end of the year, we have World's End. And then that's it. And then we don't have a pay-per-view till, I think, next March of 2027, which will be Revolution. Unless there's something before that. We'll see. So it should be a great show tonight. And probably talk about it maybe tomorrow or maybe on the weekend. And that's that. But right now, let's talk about last week's show. So it is time for your really late so far out of fucking date, AEW Dynamite and Collision reviews for last week, July the 15th and July the 18th, 2026. Alright, we're going to start with Dynamite, which was a pretty good show, almost 800,000 views. Take that, NXT. You know, NXT is now starting to get good now that Mike Santana debuted last night. Business has dome picked up. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so Dynamite emanated from the MGM Music Hall, which kind of looks like a rinky-dink version of the Grand Ballroom, in Boston, Massachusetts, the hometown of the CEO, chicken noodle soup with something on the side. Alright, so we might hear from a certain lady named Mercedes Moné, because it's our hometown. We'll see what happens with that. As always, our commentary team, the man behind the mask, Excalibur, my good buddy and yours, Tony Baloney Schiavone, and the man from Red Hook Brother, who's not a happy Met band because they lost 2 or 3 to the Brew Crew. Well, a garbage performance. one step forward, 15 steps back. After a good game on Tuesday, they come in and lay an egg. What else is new? So now they're coming home this weekend for I don't know who. But yeah, 3-3 road trip, not bad. Should have been way better, but you know, Mets are just pretty much playing for pride. We got the trade deadline coming up next weekend. Mets are going to be sellers. Who are they going to trade? Who are they going to get? Is it gonna help out to a mini run near the end of the season? Not gonna get into the playoffs, but you know, just for pride. Right now, the Mets are playing for pride right now, and trying not to get the worst record in all baseball. But we'll see how that goes. But and the Yankees are not doing any better either. So even though I think they won 2 or 3 from the Pittsburgh Pirates, but it is what it is, and we got that. Alright, so we have my good buddy Taz on ringside as well. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so we get a recap to start with Beach Break, which saw Kenny Omega bang defeat MJF to become the new and two-time AEW World Heavyweight Champion, and he will be taking on Will Ospreay, who won the Owen Hart Cup. That is official for All In Wembley Stadium, which is basically Ospreay's hometown. So we get that and a whole lot more at Beach Break, Dynamite, and Collision. That's that. Alright, then we see the Dancing Fool, Danny Garcia, and a man who feels himself, William Yuta. They're warming up for their tag team title match against Edge and Christian. And then the Continental Breakfast of Champions champion, Jon Moxley. He fires the team up, tells Will Ospreay, who's doing more neck training, that he's earned the world title shot. He's earned the world title shot. But it's time for some hard decisions. I wonder what that means. And then Ospreay has to take the shot when he has the chance, no matter who the target is. So, shoot at your own leisure, I guess, for Mr. Ospreay. Alright, we get that. Alright, then we get to the tag title match. Edge and Christian taking on, I don't know why they're taking on these guys, William Yuta and Danny Garcia. Wasn't anything to write home about. Eventually, later on in the match, Moxley, Claudio, Marina Shafir come out, and I think Pac, they do their weird circle thing. They take off the turnbuckle pad, which is enough for Christian to get in a nut shot to William Yuta, who has no balls. So we just hit him in his vajayjay. And then I think Edge hits a spear on William Yuta. 1, 2, 3 in just under 12 minutes. And still your reigning defending AEW Tag Team Champions, Edge and Christian. And that's pretty much it. We move on. Then after the match, it gets crazy because the War Dogs, and now with Gabe Kidd, who's back from Japan and back from surgery, he's there with Clark Connors and David Finlay. They run out, beat down the champs, and then the Bang Bang Gang of Austin and Colton Gunn, Ace Austin, Juice Robinson, and the Switchblade, Jay White. Play with a Switchblade. They all come out for the save. But eventually the dogs are cleared out. And then Christian and Jay White have a little stare down. Christian and Jay White have a little stare down, but everything is peaceful. Or is it? I mean, we all know what happened. Christian does not like Switchblade Jay White after what happened with them about a year or so ago. I think Christian broke his arm or some shit like that. But we get that. So we'll see what happens tonight with the War Dogs, Edge and Christian, and the Bang Bang Gang. That's that. Alright, after that, we get a video looking at the match on Collision last week for the TBS title with the champ Hikaru Shida. Holy Shida! Attacking Honey Cameron after their match, and then the Queen, the one and only Queen Aminata, making a save. And we find out that on Collision, she gets a title shot against Hikaru Shida. Is she gonna win? No. Probably not. We'll get that. We move on. Alright, then we get a video on our good buddy, friend of the channel, friend of Isa's channel too, El Idolo Andrade. How you know? You wanna know? I'm still figuring it out there, Andrade. I don't know. But how you know? I'm still figuring it out. Stop asking me. But how you... Shut up! How you know? I don't know. I don't know. Stop it. Alright. So Andrade's ready to beat Jake Doyle. Get that world title shot. And he also has a Dynamite diamond ring that he kind of stole from MJF. Thanks to Will Ospreay last week. And he's like, how you know? I just know. Okay, stop it. Moving on. Alright, after that, the conglomeration, the funky chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, and the six-man tag team champions, Orange Cassidy, the gimmick stealer, and Bobby Roger Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly Auto Parts. I believe Willow was there too, Willow Nightingale. They teased an open challenge for the trios titles. Then the Demand, Ricochet, and the Gates of Agony, Bishop Quan! I know not Quan! And Total Leona. They come in. They say, we're not going to lay a finger on your butterfinger. Well, lay a finger on we're not going to lay a finger on you guys. But then, Lethal Twist, Blake Christian, Lee Johnson, and Black Machismo. Ooh, yeah, dig it. Jay Lethal, they come in, jump the conglomeration instead. And Ricochet's like, yeah, they're not in demand. Little play on words and play on their faction. They're not in the demand. Okay, we knew that. Let's see what happens with the six-man tag team championships, and that's pretty much it. The trios titles. That's that. Alright, then we get to Andrade versus Jake Doyle. If Andrade wins, he gets a national title shot against Mark Davis. It's a pretty good match. In the end, Andrade gets the win, hitting the DM on Jake Doyle. He pins him in a little over 12 minutes. So he gets the title shot. He gets the the national title shot against Mark Davis. I think on Collision, or it might be at Redemption. I don't know. We get that. But big win for Andrade. He's racking up those wins and racking up those selfies, if you know what I mean, with those lovely ladies, those lovely indie darlings, if you think about it. And that's pretty much it. Alright, after that, we get a video on Kenny Omega winning the world title back last week from Mr. MJF. Alright, then it's time for Kenny's world title celebration. We have this, like, little picture thing, which, you know, pictures around an Omega symbol. I thought it was pretty nice. And then the Young Bucks. Nick can't call him Nicholas anymore. Nick and Mac Jackson come out. Present Kenny with the original AEW World Title belt. So get rid of that Burberry belt, the Triple B belt. Kenny didn't think he was going to get back to the spot again. Thanks everybody for believing in him. And then at the time of this promo, less than 50 days before All In, and he's like, "You're gonna see the best version of me." And then Will Ospreay reach for the sky. Whoa! Bam! He comes out and asks the Bucks to leave so him and Kenny can talk man to man. So basically, Ospreay's like, "Get out of the ring, grown folks talking. I'm gonna get my lemon pepper step it." No, he didn't say it. Alright, so the Bucks leave in peace. And Ospreay is glad to see Kenny as a champ again. Mentions Kenny got hit in the face with a belt and then got kicked out at 1. You cheeky slag. Okay. Will has wanted to be just a fraction of the wrestler Kenny is, and now he wants to show everyone what they can do at All In. And then out of nowhere, the TNT champion Kevin Knight comes out, wants a match with Kenny one-on-one. Then he wants a title shot at Redemption. Kenny says no, but he'll give Kevin a title shot anyway because he thinks Kevin has something in him. Alright, you say no, then you give him the title shot anyway. You sound like a hypocrite there, Kenny. Just saying. He says, you had all the tools to be a great champion, but then you listen to Peanut Head Don Callis. And Kenny's like, I understand why you did that. You know, I did that before. I bought into the idea of, of Don being a penis head, power hungry bitch. And you really don't need to be with him and everybody. You know. So basically, Kevin says, Kenny says, Kevin, you don't need Don Callis because you could be a champion on your own. And that pretty much makes you a fraud. Because there's a good guy in there who doesn't need Don Callis. And yeah, that was basically it. So after that, Kevin Knight decks Kenny with the microphone. Ocean's Way goes for the hidden blade. Kevin Knight ducked it to escape, and then, hi guys, it's me, your friend Darby Allin. Ha ha! I gotta go. I gotta get ready for my match. I can't talk long. Okay, get out of here, Darby. So Darby runs in, jumps Kevin Knight, and then the rest of the Don Callis family come out to beat Darby to a pulp. I mean, freaking Brian Cage, coming off getting a exploding skateboard knocked in his face. Surprised he's still there. So he comes out, destroys Darby. Then the Death Riders come in to save Ocean Spray. Yeah, it was way too many people on this thing. It was like a big clusterfuck. And I didn't really enjoy I was starting to enjoy it, and then with the chicanery afterwards, I was gonna give it a 4.25. I had to scale it way down to 3. And that's it. Alright, then we get a video for Jungle Jack Perry. He has an open challenge for Collision, and we see that Luchasaurus is his tech guy. Well, what else is he gonna do? Sit at home on his ass? Oh, we get that. Alright, then we get to Bandido Ese Pero, the Ring of Honor World Champion, at I don't know how many days. Well, Bandito and Brody King, they take on Captain K-Man and son Aaron Soto, me bookie. And they beat him in a little over 2 minutes with Bandito's Eddie Guerrero frog splash. Get a double pin in a little over 2 minutes. That was pretty much effective. How do you think? You like that one, Eddie? It was nice, not as good as mine. But I give him effort. Okay. Alright, so we'll get that. After the match, Bandito runs into Kyle Fletcher as he's going up the back. Kyle gives him a wanted poster that I think the fans had somewhere in the crowd. So yeah, so it looks like we're going to get Bandito and the Intercontinental Champion, which is Kyle Fletcher. Okay. When is Bandito gonna defend the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title? Tony Khan? Freaking Athena's already over 1,320 days. She smashed, stacked, and basically destroyed Roman's record of 13-16. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so Kyle Fletcher stays at ringside to defend the Intercontinental title against Commander. Pretty good match, but in the end, a Michigan driver gives Kyle a near fall. Then he picks up Commander, hits the Brain Buster! Gets the pin in 11 minutes. And still, your reigning defending Intercontinental Champion, Mr. Kyle Fletcher, with Don Callis at ringside. After the match, Fletcher goes to the mask and couldn't really rip it off. And then the former Intercontinental Champion, Kensuke Take a Shit Off, comes out for the save. But then, Kata, his arch nemesis, he comes out as well. And he hits Takeshita with the Rainmaker. And then, Brodito come out for the save. I mean, it's like this show felt like a fucking car wreck early on because everybody's coming out and saving people. Or getting into brawls. I was just like, what is this? Am I watching an episode of Rampage? Not even Rampage. Am I watching Elevation? Or Dark? I mean, this show is starting to suck really bad. But we move on with that. Alright, they're in the back. Kenny is ready to face Kevin Knight. But then Darby comes in, says Kevin isn't changing overnight. And I'm ready to take the TNT title and leave. And he goes to leave. Jon Moxley comes in, the Continental Champion. He comes in and agrees that some people can't change. meaning, I guess, himself. Or Kenny, I don't know. We get that. Alright, then we get Renee Paquette with the Brawling Birds. That's, Alex Wenza and Jamie Hayter. They're on the ramp for a little chitty chat with Renee Paquette. They want the women's tag team titles at All In in a match with Divine Dominion, Megan Bayne, and Lena Cross. They want the tag team titles, and All In is coming up. So see what Tony Khan does there. But they're gonna go to the pub and drink some alcohol. Why not? Why not? Get drunk, get laid, do whatever, but have fun doing it. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we get to Chris Jericho, who wants a rematch with the Psycho Killer, Maso Ciampa at Redemption, and he's bringing back the Painmaker! Not the Painkiller, but the Painmaker gimmick. That's going to be exciting to see. That, and you know, their match last week on Dynamite, that beach break match was insane, where Jericho's busted wide open, and Ciampa beat him eventually. Now Jericho wants to, not so much, and raise the stakes a little bit, but he's bringing a Painmaker gimmick, so it's going to be some type of hardcore death match. So we'll see what happens with that. And Ciampa on Collision went right after the Big Slow, and I think he accepted the match. He says, I'll see the Painmaker, at Redemption. Shit like that. Okay, we move on. Alright, then we see Ciampa. He's in, and he uses an open challenge for Collision. Get that. Alright, then we get to Darby and Brian Cage rehashing this little feud. 10-minute match. Getting to the end. Darby hits a suicide dive, but Brian Cage is right back with that grill press toss. Sends Darby head first into the ring post. Ow! And then Darby gets right back up with a coffin drop on the Brian Cage on the ring steps. Ow! Then throws him back in the ring, hits a normal one in the ring. 1, 2, 3. Darby gets the win in basically 10 minutes. That's it. Alright, then we have Kyle Fletcher, who's pissed off, ready to defend the Intercontinental belt against anyone, but for now, he wants Bandito. And a title shot is offered for Redemption. So I think Bandito goes for the Intercontinental title against Kyle Fletcher. Should be a banger at Redemption, and that's that. Alright, then we hear from Kevin Knight and Don Callis. They're ready to take out Kenny by God Omega. But then Speedball Mike Bailey comes in, says, I'm ready for you, Kevin. You used to be my tag partner, now you're an ass, but I'm ready to take that title and kind of change you back to the Kevin Knight I used to know. Doubt that's going to happen, but we move on with that. Alright, after that, I think we get to the death slot. We get 6 women tag team action. Maya World, Hyann the Huntress, and Widow Nightingale wrestling in front row. Bam! They take on Divine Dominion, the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, Lena Cross, and the Megasis, Megan Bayne, and the CEO, Mercedes Moné. Good match for under 14 minutes. We're getting to the end. Mercedes grabs the Eddie Galero, Three Amigos. You like that one, Eddie? Oh, that was very nice. Not as good as mine, but it's very nice. Okay. So just the Three Amigos to Maya World. Then hits the Eddie Guerrero Frog Splash. And goes to the cover. Hyann the Huntress makes the save. Megan Bayne and Lena Cross are back up. But Willow breaks up Divine Intervention. Then hits the Pounce on Megan Bayne, sending her flying. And then Hyann the Huntress spears Mercedes Moné, who goes right back with the Moneymaker on Hyann the Huntress. And pretty much Hyann tapped out. So they get the win in under 14 minutes. And that's it for Dynamite. And Dynamite wasn't that bad, so I'm going to give it 7.25 out of 10 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, now, we go right to Collision on your Saturday Night Delight. Once again, actually it was taped on Thursday, but we saw it Saturday. once again from the MGM Music Hall in Boston, Massachusetts. But this time, we have a different commentary team. Instead of Nigel McGuinness we had Tony Baloney and, well, it's the Big Slow Paul White. Kind of feels like we're watching Elevation or Dark. But anyway, look at that. This show was kind of meh. We start off with Open Challenge number 1. Jungle Jack Perry with an open challenge, and then this guy comes out, former Ring of Honor TV champion in his own right. Looks got a hot mom. It's Nick Wayne, and I don't know if Nick Wayne's mom was there, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Yes, she's one nice lady. This was a good match for a little over 11 minutes. Big clothesline drops Nick Wayne. But he sends Jack Perry to the apron, grabs a running suicide Canadian Destroyer, which was sick. That and a Fisherman's Buster give Nick Wayne a near fall back on the inside of the ring. But Jack Perry suplexes him out of the corner. Then the running Busaiko knee. 1, 2, 3, Jack Perry gets the win. He saw the contract about a week or so ago, so he's back in AEW. Hopefully that Anna Jay, the woman with a fat ass and a mean attitude, kind of re-signs, but looks like she might be going to NXT. And, that's that. Yeah, we move on. Alright, then we get the Young Bucks. They're glad Kenny is the world champ again, but they're not sure if they can trust the Death Riders, Ocean Spray and the guys. And therefore, the Bucks want a match against Moxley and Ocean Spray at Redemption. I'm interested. I want to see that. We move on with that. That should be a banger. We move on. Alright, then we get a video for Edge and Christian taking on the War Dogs. Most likely would be David Finlay and Clark Connors with Gabe Kidd somewhere looking around. That's that. Alright, back to the ring we go for the TNT title. Kevin the Jet Knight takes on former Ring of Honor TV champion A.R. Fox. Wasn't a great match. Kevin Knight wins with the UFO Splash in a little over 9.5 minutes. So he retains the title. Bing, bang, boom, that was it. And then after the match, Kevin Knight goes to sit on commentary to say he's ready for Darby on Dynamite this week. And we get that. Alright, so he sits outside. We get basically a Tony Khan special, under 2-minute match. We got the Don Callis family of Hikesalo, Brian Cage, and Jake Doyle. They take on Gino Medina, Tomei Felipe, and Nick Nolan, 3 jobbers basically. And Jake Doyle plants Tomei Felipe on the apron. Brian Cage flips Nolan into a knee to face, kind of like a flip GTS almost. 1, 2, 3, the Don Callis family get the win, didn't care. And then after the match, the other members of the family come in for a beatdown, and then Speedball Mike Bailey and the Conglomeration run in to clear them out. So most likely be a multi-man match, maybe tonight or on Collision. All right, I'm gonna go. Speaking of Dynamite, let's go to Dynamite. Probably up to TBS, so we're about a minute away. And we get that. We move on. Alright, Will Ospreay talks about training with Adam Brooks. We've seen him. I think we saw him take on Mustafa Ali a couple times in TNA. Almost won the Intercontinental title in TNA. So they're gonna have a match later on. And Moxley says, I'm fine with facing the Bucks at Redemption, so that match is now official. That's going to be a banger. I can't wait for that. Moving on. Alright, then the War Dogs mock the Bang Bang Gang's mocking promos. They're basically mocking the Bang Bang Gang's, mocking of their promos about fixing dogs and, shelters and shit. Basically, the War Dogs want AEW to be a safe space, so guns down, not up, down. And we get that. Alright, Dynamite is live, is on the air from the Pinnacle Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. Yep. scared those people that night. And that's that. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Sorry about that. The missus asked me something. Anyway, we're back. All right. So yeah, guns down. All right. So AEW begins with Excalibur, Tony Baloney, and Taz. Talk about the show. Talk a little bit about Redemption. We've got a trios match with Kenny. Kenny teaming up with Ocean Spray and Moxley to take on Brian Cage and Chaser and Jake Doyle. That's gonna be boring as fuck. What is Taz doing? Taz like pandering to the crowd. Anyway, all right. After all that intro, we go to some room where Ocean Spray and Kenny are cutting a promo, and Ocean Spray's kind of fired up and all that shit. So basically, like a dream team, if you will. Ocean Spray teaming up with Kenny being a dream team. That's something to say. And we get that. Alright, speaking of Ocean Spray, we got him and Adam Brooks in our next match with Moxley on commentary. Decent match for 8 minutes. Chinlock goes on. Ocean Spray's right back up. Sending corkscrew moonsault. Gets in there for Ocean Spray wins a slugfest. Loads up Hidden Blade, but Adam Brooks spit in his face. Uh-oh, that made Ocean Spray mad. Then Ocean Spray decked him with a big right hand. Thinking of Moxley's in the promo now. So that earns him a big right hand and a bunch of heavy forms to the back of the head. So he didn't hit the Hidden Blade, just like bam, bam, bam. And Adam Brooks basically tapped out, or he almost passed out. So we got that. So Ocean Spray gets the win in a little over 8 minutes. So he beats Adam Brooks. And that's that. Alright, then we hear from Darby Allin. He doesn't like what Kevin Knight's become. And basically burns a car to express his feelings. And I think that was the promo where the fire department came and had to put it out because it was kind of too violent or some shit. Speaking of Darby, here he comes for his TNT title match against Kevin Knight. So, see if we get a new champ tonight. We may or may not. See what kind of violence Darby brings tonight, because he's a maniac. And he's black hooded. I mean, last week, Brian Cage, threw him right into the ring post, head first. That was nasty. And then Darby took, a belt and tied it around Brian Cage's legs, and then he dropped him on the steps. And then Darby wins with a coffin drop, like I mentioned earlier in this episode. So I'll get that. So see if Darby can win the TNT title. I think he's won it already. So we'll see. Moving on. Alright, then it's time for the death slot, the ladies. We got the reigning defending Ring of Honor Women's Champion. The forever champion, Athena, takes on Ava Everett. I think we saw her on Collision or Dynamite last week with Andrade in the crowd. Non-title match. Obviously, Athena won. She locks in a reverse Koshi clutch to make Ava Everett tap out in about 2 minutes. And, Athena was pretty much pissed off. So, this could have been on Ring of Honor. We didn't need it on Collision. But, it is what it is. Alright, after that, another kind of squash match. We had the Brawling Birds, Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor. They run into Athena on the way to the ring. They glare at each other. That could be something interesting. So anyway, the Brawling Birds take on Tiara James and Kayla Lopez. And basically beat them with 2 birds, 1 stone in under 3 minutes. Did I say under 3 minutes? Yeah, pretty much. That's that. Alright, after that, the Bang Bang Gang want the War Dogs on Dynamite. I think we got that. That's official. See what happens with that. Moving on. Alright, then we got the Psycho Killer. Tommaso Ciampa taking on Myron Reed in the second open challenge match of Collision. This match lasted 10.5 minutes. We go to break. We come back. Myron knocks Ciampa to the outside for a big flippy dippity doo. Ciampa's fine enough to hit a super air raid crash. Damn. Only for Myron to come back with another diving gilly cutter to the ramp. Ouch. Then he's striking out from the knees until Ciampa hits Project Ciampa to take over. Then he hits that running meet in the middle knee. 1, 2, 3. Like I said, just about 10.5 minutes. He gets the win. And that was it. And as always, we're going outside with Darby. Basically trying to kill himself. But we get that. Alright, so Ciampa gets the win in under 10.5 minutes. And that's that. Then after the match, he goes right over to Paul White, the Big Show, saying that he wants to face Paul White's best friend, Chris Jericho, in a street fight at Redemption. Yeah, so that's why we got Jericho being the Painmaker, and Ciampa's like, okay, I'll fight you, but it's going to be in a street fight. So it's like basically a carbon copy of what we saw at Beach Break. Even though that was no holds barred, this one's a street fight, which is basically the same thing. Go figure that one out. Moving on. Right after that, Andrade has the Dynamite Diamond Ring, but gets choked out by Jake Doyle. I don't know if he took the Dynamite Diamond Ring and, held it and is going to give it back to MJF. Damn! Darby and Kevin went over the Timekeepers area and almost killed each other. Shit. I do it for you guys! I love you all! Ha ha! Moving on. Alright. After that, the CEO, Mercedes Moné, she comes out to talk to Renee Paquette, the hometown star. She promises to leave All In as a champion, probably will, and it doesn't matter if it's Thekla or it's Willow Nightingale. She says that the two of them hide behind something, but they can't hide after the bell rings, and either way, she's going to walk out of All In with the AEW World title, most likely, and we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, Edge and Christian are ready to face Claudio, Castagnoli, and Pac of the Death Riders. Then the Young Bucks come in, suggest they want the AEW tag team titles back, and looked like there was some tension, but everything's okay for now. And we move on. Alright, then we have an not an impromptu, but once in a blue moon Ring of Honor World title match. Bandito SA taking on Adam Priest, everybody's favorite jobber in the whole wide world. Decent match for under 8 minutes, but in the end, you didn't think Adam Priest was going to win the title, did you? Anyway, Bandito goes for the 21 plex and gets blocked, so Bandito just backflips over him, grabs a German suplex, 1, 2, 3, to retain the Ring of Honor title. Not the greatest way to win, but okay, we'll go with it. And that's that. Alright. That's that. Alright, then we got a video for the Sisters of Sin. Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and the AEW Women's Champion, Thekla. They now, Julia and Sky Blue are 2/3 of the Stardom 6 women tag team titles. They won that over the weekend. And Thekla, once again, cutting another promo on Toa Okada. I was like, oh, look what I did! They said that this week, they want the AEW Women's Tag Team titles in a hardcore match. Ooh, that should be fun. Sky Blue is the queen of the hardcore. Not so much Julia Hart, but whatever. Damn, Kevin Knight is murdering freaking Darby. Jeez. Alright, move on. Alright, then I think, Then we get to the main event of Collision for the TBS title for the women. Hikaru Shida takes on the one and only Queen Amanada. Good match for exactly 11 minutes. We get near the end. A middle double stomp gives the Queen a near fall. Shida grabs the kendo stick that gets taken away by the referee. No. And then that left Shida to hit a top rope Meteora. Followed by the Falcon Arrow. They did the deed and got a near fall. Then they trade fruit roll-ups for near falls each until Queen Amanada hits a running knee in the ropes. Looks like she was about to do more damage, but Shida is fine enough to grab a fruit rolled up with her feet on the rope. Referee did not see it, you stupid ref. And Hikaru Shida cheats to retain the TBS title. So we'll see what happens with that. You know, Shida's got a date on Sunday with Willow. I think Willow might win the match. But, I mean, we'll see what's happening. Actually, no. I'll tell you what, Willow's got a date with Decla. I don't know what Sheeta's doing, but we'll see what happens with all that and a bag of chips. And we move on. Alright, Aftermath, Sheeta stays on the Queen Amanada, but then Maya, that's right, Maya World comes out for the save, and we get Maya World versus Sheeta for the TBS title. So Sheeta, being a fighting champion, going through Queen Amanada, and getting the title in that tournament, so she's doing some pretty good stuff. So we'll see what happens at Redemption if Maya World can get the TBS title, and then at Death Before Dishonor on August the 22nd in Philly, she could possibly finally be the one to defeat Athena and end her miraculous reign at 1330, close to 1340. Well, maybe 1350. We'll see what happens with that coming up next month. Alright, that's it for Dynamite and Collision. Collision was, as usual, meh show. So I'm going to give it 6 out of 10 stars. But Dynamite, I thought was the better of the show. 7.25 out of 10 stars. That's that. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Alright, going to go watch the rest of Dynamite. Later on, we'll talk about TNA and a double shot of Ring of Honor, because Ring of Honor was on yesterday, a special Tuesday show, so we'll talk about those two shows. We'll talk about last Thursday's show, and we'll talk about this yesterday's show, and another bonus episode this Thursday on the normal schedule programming. So, lots of Ring of Honor this week, so if you like that, great, too bad. So we got that. So, I'll be doing TNA and double shot of Ring of Honor after Dynamite. And then Thursday, we'll talk about Raw. If I have a chance, we'll get to NXT. If not, I'll do that Thursday night. Friday, we'll talk about NXT on Friday along with AEW Dynamite. Get you ready for SmackDown. And then after SmackDown, we'll talk about TNA Ring of Honor for this week. And then Saturday, probably late Saturday night, we'll talk about, take it back. Saturday afternoon, we'll talk about SmackDown. And then, early Sunday, we'll talk about Collision. Then we'll do the predictions for Redemption. And this coming Monday afternoon, we will talk about Redemption. Get you ready for Monday Night Raw, the go-home show before SummerSlam. We got a big week next week. Lots of stuff. Raw, NXT, Dynamite, TNA, Ring of Honor. We got the SmackDown before SummerSlam. Then we got SummerSlam Night 1 and 2. Then we got the SummerSlam after the Raw after SummerSlam, which will feature Big Cass. So we got that, and then we're gonna go into August with a lot of stuff. Death Before Dishonor, Lockdown on August 23rd. And then we got that triple header on August the 30th, All In, Triple R show with NXT Heatwave. So lots of stuff coming up in the next month or so. And then we're getting right into football season. We get into All Out coming up. We got the Triple Mania coming up. Labor Day weekend, of course. Sunday night's main event, September the 6th. Lots of stuff. I will try to be here throughout the rest of the summer, going into the fall. There might be some changes. I might not be in Casa del Joseph because I will. I have a family matter I got to take care of, but I can't discuss. But it is what it is. So I may or may not be in Casa del Joseph much of September, but I'll let you guys know. But we'll get that. We don't have to worry about that right now. But we'll see what happens as we get through August and into probably after Labor Day. I'll give you guys an update what's going to happen with pretty much what's going to happen regarding the reviews and stuff like that. I might just do mini reviews. I might even do videos for a month. I might even take the month off. I don't even know yet, but we'll see what happens as we get to September. But like I said, I do have a family matter to take care of in in probably September or early October. And, so, like I said, I may or may not be on YouTube come September and October, but I'll be around. But video-wise, maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens with that. And also, my work schedule changes, so, coming right after Labor Day weekend, so there's gonna be days where you might not even see a video at all. You know, I might be in East's chat here and there, but video-wise, that might be a problem. But I'll let you guys know as we get to the end of get to Labor Day weekend, and that's pretty much it. But thanks for watching, everybody. Once again, 7.25 out of 10 stars for Dynamite, and 6.25 out of 10 stars for Collision. Collision was garbage. Dynamite, usually the better show, and that's that. Alright, I'm gonna go watch the rest of Dynamite. This match between Kevin Knight and Darby. Pretty brutal. See who wins it. And goes to Redemption, then maybe goes to All In as the TNT champion. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Until next time, watch my Ozzy tribute video for, because it's Ozzy Day, the 1 year anniversary of his passing. So check the video out. It will be up later tonight on the Metal God channel. It will be in the description box later on tonight on this video. So that's that. So check it out. And check out all my videos and leave a comment if you want. Don't forget to subscribe and all that other good shit. Alright, I'm out of here for real now. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.